Mic check, mic check. Make sure the levels is ᴘᴏᴅᴄ EBCG, episode 42. At this point, I'm definitely like, this is an unscheduled situation going on. I don't ever want to, I mean, realistically, fam, at a certain point, I do want to, get this thing on schedule because I'm not going to lie to you. It is pretty hectic, considering the fact that at this current time, I'm wearing all hats, as I cradle my docket and basically self-edit. Yeah. So check this out, right? Episode 42, EBCG podcast. Once again, thanks for tuning in. Approaching season 3. We're definitely approaching season 3. I am 6 episodes away. So I'm at 42 now. I'll be at 48 at this point. You know what I'm saying? Considering the fact that I'm not on schedule, that might be January, low key. It's going to be a pretty busy fourth quarter, to say the least. I have definitely been, basically just trying to get certain things situated. Obviously the fourth quarter, if you're not in your bag in the fourth quarter, I'm not really sure you on the bench, basically. You know what I'm saying? It's the fourth quarter, fam. You either getting buckets or you a mop. My last episode, fourth quarter comeback, right? That was about a week and a half ago. So I'm doing all right out here, fam. Right? Considering the fact that I still have, um different things going on. Obviously, I've been very, very vocal about, my legal situation, which is currently basically still pretty much up in the air. You know, I'm looking at December 29th. It's gonna be my next appearance in court. So I will definitely be keeping you guys posted, keeping you updated on the saga, right? Tory Lanez definitely just recently sent a message, as I'm speaking about legalities and shit, right? From prison, where he sounded like he was in good spirits, man. And listen, I'm not choosing any sides here, right? And let me just take the time to clear this up as well, right? Because on my last episode, I feel like, as a matter of fact, this wasn't even on. This might have been on one of my AMP shows where I'm off the hinges on AMP. Yeah, my shows on AMP, I'm all over the place, right? There's kind of no schedule for that either, right? I'm off schedule with every show, right? Unscripted, unscheduled, everyday life, improv commentary. I say all that to say this, man. He put out that message, basically he was you getting ready to drop an album, and he doesn't even really sound like he's even focusing on the idea that he's getting ready to, have to serve the amount of time. Obviously, this is, a developing situation, right? And I see a lot of people, on social media kind of picking sides. That's kind of what social media has become. But we can't start there, unfortunately. We have some, unfortunate, news. Okay, so what's being reported is, unfortunately, a 1-year-old toddler. It's a daycare center, right? So what is a daycare center? Obviously, a daycare center. I've been in a daycare center, right? This is part. You're essentially bringing your children to a facility that you're, basically guaranteed their safety, right? You're leaving your children, in the care of, other adults who are basically, taking on the role of being a parent. The expectation is not for a daycare center to have large doses of fentanyl were found, enough to kill 500,000 people. There were 2 arrests made, from what I understand. I don't have any names of, of the individuals who were taken into custody. I do know that there was an additional arrest made. This story is about, I want to say, 2 or 3 weeks old. I seen, obviously there's the clip going around on social, with this toddler's, his father, who obviously is distraught, in the clip, which kind of made me avoid it, right? You read that, you see it's like, damn, I'm not really sure if I. You don't really want to. But then at the same time, it's kind of like to know that something like this is even possible. Something that you definitely have to take heed to, considering the fact that at some point, I'm pretty sure that we're all gonna have to be in a situation where we have to leave our children. I mean, well, at this point, do we? Because I'm not gonna like the times we living in. This is just a different time that we living in. I feel like, yeah, I'm not really sure. This was definitely in the Bronx, right? So my first thought was, if I'm just keeping it all the way 1,000, it's like, yeah, this is definitely where this would take place. Unfortunately, I don't really know what the ins and outs of that, facility was, right? And how basically is this a situation where like nobody had any idea that this was going on, or was this a situation where certain people kind of knew and were willing to take a risk? And we don't know. We don't know. All we know is that a 1 year old is now, unfortunately dead, and is not going to get to, obviously a life cut way too short, family grieving. Arrests were made. I'm not really sure. Obviously, I'm pretty sure they're gonna shut this facility down at this point, right? I mean, who's bringing? No, I'm pretty sure they're gonna lose all their clients. Uh, I would assume. Yeah, that this is also developing. I'm pretty sure there's more information uh that has been released. I haven't really been. I kind of just gathered. Listen, man. Like I said, once again, it's kind of hard to even really read something like this, let alone continue to read and continue to. You know what I'm saying? I do feel like it's obviously super unfortunate though, and something is gonna have to be done. They made arrests. We'll see. If that. I mean, realistically, the damage has been done. The damage has been done. That's what's going on out here. Fentanyl. The thought of that is actually like, and if we really want to just like kind of advance this conversation, just beyond obviously this situation, which is obviously a super unfortunate situation, right? The idea of a substance that is so poisonously deadly that it can literally kill a 1 year old, kill adults, kill anybody, kill 500,000 people is what was reported, right? It was enough. That was the amount, they had that much fentanyl stored that it was that, they had enough. I don't even know how to say this shit. The quantity was enough to kill at least 500, at least 500,000. You feel me? So it's just like, I'm not really sure, like, number one, where does this stuff come from, right? That's kind of like where my brain goes to right away, right? Because obviously we know that there's a history with, substances, coming into different communities, in some instances intentionally, basically weaponized and used to, wipe out communities essentially, right? And, we already kind of know and seen this kind of happen and we've seen this take place. The question is this even more deadly and even more scary than what we seen in the 80s with the crack epidemic, right? Realistically, what I will say is this. What I will say is this. The short answer is yes, right? When we talking about something that you literally don't even have to be in ingesting, right? Something that you don't even intentionally have to be. You're not even making a conscious decision, and you dying from this shit, right? I feel like with the crack shit, it was kind of like it was just addictive to the point where like, all right, people kept coming back. They was making a conscious decision, fam. They wanted that high, right? Now we know that they didn't just come up and nobody went to the lab and created this on their own. And that's kind of where, that conversation takes, turns, and, we go into another direction with that, right? Why was this, drug even introduced, and why did it have such a profound effect? We're still seeing the effects of what that drug did to communities, 30, 40 years later. The question is this though. Is this basically, are we living in a new epidemic, bro? Is this a new This shit is scarier than COVID, if you ask me, fam. I don't want to have to think about not being able to, you know what I'm saying? Now, what happens, like, the thought of that, the 500,000 is crazy to me, because it's like, all right, you trying to tell me, like, this thing could wipe out entire facilities? Or what are we talking about here exactly? With, as far as, like, this is something I definitely need to, I might need to go to a lab and really study this. You know what I'm saying? Like what? It's just the thought of it is scary. It is scary. Then not to mention, even as just an adult, you know, this thing is moving around. This thing is moving around. So we definitely got to be cautious. We definitely have to be cautious about, not only where we're putting and placing our, our safety, right? Or not even our safety, but the just knowing where you at basically at all times, fam. I'm not even going. I'm off the cush. I am. I'm off that LCG lemon cherry gelato for the win. This shit got me. You know what I'm saying? Talking from within, like my soul and shit. Like I'm really trying to like. Not to mention, like I really do feel like this is terrible, and you can't help but think of just like man, I don't even know how I would I couldn't imagine basically. Couldn't imagine. Is this avoidable? How can you really avoid something that that if they just store this shit somewhere it can kill? Yeah, prayers out to the mini. I believe this is pronounced Dominici. Hope I'm not mispronouncing that, but yeah, the young child's name was Nicholas Dominici. Pardon the mispronunciation. If applicable. Yeah. Prayers out to that family though, man. It's terrible. It's terrible. Not really sure. All right. So we gonna move on from that, right? The best way we can. Um, I guess we going into another direction here. Let's take a look at politics. Let's just take a quick look at politics right now, because I just feel like, I just feel like I'm at a point now with this thing where it's just kind of like, man, I'm not sure what it is that I'm missing here. We was supposed to we like let me not see this the thing, right? I'm not trying to. I don't want to like how did we not overthrow the government at this point yet? You feel me? Like clearly the government is daring us to do something. Like they are basically there is no more our government is crumbling every single fucking day right before our eyes on television. We see this shit playing out every single day. Got Hunter Biden, the son of our current president. It's kind of like, fam, how can I be pumped up and excited about a presidential speech at this point? Like, we see your son getting dragged through the court system, disgraced. You know what I'm saying? The Biden name. Like nobody I don't feel proud to be an American right now. I don't. I don't. I have moments of like, all right, like September 11th, if I'm just being all the way honest with you, obviously we just, you know, well, we didn't just, it's been about 3 weeks now. September 11th, we had the 27th now. So about 14, 15 days. The anniversary of that just kind of passed. And if I'm just keeping it all the way 1,000 with you, I kind of been stuck on 9/11, September 11th docs. And I'm not going to hold you. It was a couple of them that I ain't seen. You feel me? So I say all that to say this. Something like that, I'm proud to be an you have no choice but to be proud and stand with every single man and woman that, fell in those towers and died on that day, right? All the firefighters, all the police officers, like there is no real title that you can put on any of those men and women other than, hero, right? Now, this is my point. I say all that to say this, right? Because I kind of went off in another direction, right? I don't feel the same way about this administration. I don't really feel like I just don't feel like we have anybody to really, the Donald Trump saga. They keep showing me Donald Trump. So what's going on? New charges, right? So he obviously, they indicted him on, the charges of, you know, uh, manipulating, right? I don't know the exact charges, but I know that it was, basically had everything to do with the election in 2020 and basically, manipulation of the voting poll and the electoral voting system, right? Not sure if that's exactly what the charges were, but I know that that's basically what they've been printing in the newspaper and putting on the news for the past, I mean, it's literally every day for the past 2 years, fam. So now there's new charges, right? New charges New charges of real estate fraud have emerged in obviously New York City, right? And the claims are that, Donald Trump and his company inflated the value of his assets by several billions of dollars and, lied about his net worth. So now at this point, we got new charges, and now the question is, are they going to take down the Trump Towers? So this is real estate fraud. Interesting. You know what's so crazy? I just literally asked myself this question. The other day, I was basically doing a delivery in a building that's adjacent to one of the Trump Towers, located on, I believe it's on Wall Street, somewhere over there. And every time I go over there and I look across, I see that Trump across the building. And then I harken back to basically, everything that they're showing on the news. And I ask myself the question all the time, like, how can we sit here and, I mean, this man's name is up on buildings still, right? So I feel like it was just only a matter of time before they, kind of made the decision to kind of go after, the buildings. And like at this point, fam, I really couldn't care any less. I couldn't care any less. It's fight week. You know what I'm saying? We got trades going on in the NBA. We definitely gonna get to that in a second. Pardon me, hold on. I wanted to get see this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to get the serious stuff out of the way. If you couldn't tell, right? My frequency is on a whole nother level. I'm a little bit more somber. I promise you I'm gonna turn up in a few minutes. Just give me 1 second, bear with me. Let's get the serious stuff out the way. All right, and at the end of the day, we gotta pay attention to what's going on in our goddamn country, fam. Because realistically, fam, I say all that to say this, right? As I basically beat around the bush with this, I don't really want to get, no pun intended, beat around the bush. Come on, last administration, the last 3 administrations ago. My point is this, fam. I'm not really the politics guy. I never was. Yeah. Sure, you gotta take heed to what's going on. You know, I know that the GOP, there's a debate taking place. I'm not sure. They might be going on right now, fam. While I'm doing this pod, fam. The GOP is, they talking about tax breaks and trying to get the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. It's the same old story, right? I'm not that invested, but there are new charges that have been brought about, and I'm not really sure how this affects. I mean, listen, I don't know, man. Kanye might clean up in 2024, fam. Is Kanye still? Is that still a thing? Yay, 2024. We seen him pushing that kind of hard, over the years. He's kind of been always teasing that, and I just feel like at this point, Trump is out of the way now. I mean, listen, man, real estate fraud? God damn, homie. You lying about assets, and it's looking bad for your boy right now. It's looking bad for your boy. I don't think all of this is just something is gonna I just don't see a scenario where Donald Trump is our president again. Right? And I said that like I was hurt. I'm not. I'm off the cush right now. So I'm a little somber right now, off the cush and all that. But like I said, fam, I don't put any faith in any of these people. I don't, bro. You know, what I mean, yeah, stimulus checks was cool. They was cool. They was kind of cool. They were, and we was, but at the same time, that doesn't necessarily mean that all of the politics around, obviously a lot of bad politics got done during that administration. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, um, internal affairs. I mean, there was just so much different things that was taking place. Obviously, the way we approached dealing with the immigration crisis, and all the families that were basically ripped apart to this day. I'm sure that people are still basically trying to recuperate and recover from that. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of just like you can't do something good and then something else completely horrible. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of imbalanced, right? The bad outweighs the good. You know what I'm saying? Um, and that's as far as I go with politics these days. It doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good, man. Biden up there. What he just called LL. He definitely just called LL Cool J a boy or something crazy, fam. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Audio came out. I'm not even sure what event this was, fam. Like why it was some type of political hip hop mashup. Somehow LL Cool J was supposed to get some type of acknowledgement from Joe Biden, fam. You can't even make this stuff up, fam. Who are the writers? I don't know. We don't know who's writing this stuff. We just know that he's up there and he's struggling. He's struggling to read simple, you know what I'm saying, things on the teleprompter, fam. He called him LL Cool JJ or something crazy. LLJ Cool J. Then he messed up and then he didn't know what to say and then he ended up calling him boy. Right? The audio's out. I say all that to say this. Kanye is definitely getting ready to clean up 2024, man. Just remember I said it here. He kind of got quiet. You know what I'm saying? He really might be working on his politics right now, fam. I mean, he's definitely realistically, fam. Maybe not though. Maybe not, because I definitely just seen and I heard some things about on himself that he's getting ready to drop not one but two albums. So if that's true, I just don't see how yeah, he was probably locked in making music. Let's get off of that though. We don't get off of that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's move on to some other things. I think it's about time we get to what's really good though in the world of battle rap. Geechi Gotti versus Easy the Block Captain. Did I say that right? Is that his name? Easy the Block Captain. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. So this is the thing, right? As far as me, as far as me, um, I'm just gonna, y'all, I don't even know how to just keep it a buck and all that. I don't really know how to keep it any other way with y'all. This is the EBCG podcast. I know I'm channel Z100. You feel me? Because that's how I keep it. Keep it 100 with the people. I'm not really the battle rap guy, right? I say all that to say this. I don't indulge that often. Obviously, I appreciate and I definitely, acknowledge great rap, whether it's battle rap, whether it's freestyle rap, whether it's, you know, hip hop, all elements of rap music in general, really just music overall, I am somewhat of a, music connoisseur. Uh, but the whole battle rap scene, I'm just keeping it all the way 1,000. I feel like it changed basically. Like it changed, man. I feel like it changed. I feel like it kind of got a little WWE ish, right? You know how like the WWE went through its phases. I feel like this is the second episode in a row where I'm referencing WWE, right? Vince McMahon definitely just sold. Well, he sold the company some months ago, but I believe that paperwork and that became official a couple of days ago, right? So Endeavor officially, now owns the WWE. They just sold it to me, but that's a whole nother story. I got work to do. Clearly, I got work to do because I definitely would have put a bid in. You know what I'm saying? For that Ultimate Warrior Macho Man catalog, fam. You give me the rights to that. You see what I do. How many channels I create. How many apps I listen. Trying to tell you. Yeah. I say all that to say this. I digress. I digress so much. I was on battle rap, fam. Right. They are going through their phases, just like the WWE went through their phases. Where I feel like they kind of had it. Obviously, Vince McMahon, got the company from his dad, and his dad had it first, and that was, it's his dad's company, right? It's a family-owned business. I don't know if Smack is a second generation battle rap owner. He might be first generation, right? Uh, RBE. My point is this: it went from, you know, one era to another era. Battle rap to me is in the PG era right now. I feel like they're in their PG era phase right now. I'm just gonna keep it. It's not really. I don't know, man. I see Hitman Holla and Cassidy sitting in a room. Hitman about to go to the bag to shoot Cassidy. Like, fam, you not telling me like this was literally a storyline in WWE. I remember this. Brian Pillman and Stone Cold, fam. They had them going back and forth. Stone Cold was at the crib. Well, really, Brian Pillman was at his crib, and Stone Cold ran down on him in the crib. They actually made Stone Cold Steve Austin. True story. I remember this shit. He shot Brian Pillman on live television, fam. Like that shit was crazy, fam. They really sold that to us as like children. Point being this, I feel like battle rap is very, very adjacent to what Vince McMahon and the WWE has done over the years, fam. So with all that being said, I kind of been in and I tune in and out. Right? I catch some, I miss most. If I'm just being honest, right? Anytime, I mean, you got certain obviously battle rappers who are like super elite, right, and great at what they do. So it's kind of like there's certain battle rappers. It's really just one though, if I'm being honest, which is crazy. Like in a battle rap circle, they don't really fuck with me. Cause I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna say straight up and down, there is no battle rapper that can stand on the stage with King Los. I mean, we seen it. It's been proven. You know what I'm saying? They said that about Daylight. They said all of that stuff about Daylight, and they put Daylight on that stage in front of King Los, and we seen enough said. Enough said. It's there. It's documented. There's not really nothing to talk about, fam. He 30'd him. He 30 Daylight. And it was done in broad daylight. My point is this. Everybody needs to watch that battle, by the way, because I do feel like that kind of did go under the radar. If I'm just being all the way 1,000. And that's another reason why that kind of took, that left a bad taste in my mouth too. Because I'm like, fam, how y'all supposed to be battle rap and y'all supposed to be, if it's about bars and if it's about who can come up with the best punchlines and the best catchphrases and the best metaphors and schemes. That King Los battle should have been put. That fam, that shit should have been. They might have needed to play that joint after a WrestleMania or something, fam, so that like that audience could have seen it too, fam. That was a masterclass. It was a masterclass of battle rap. I mean, I don't think I personally don't think there's been a battle with better punchlines in it than that. You know what I'm saying? So for me, and just basically where my ear is, right? Because at the end of the day, it's all perspective. This Geechi Gotti battle, let me get to it, fam. This Geechi Gotti versus Easy to Block Captain battle, I watched it. I did. And I'm not going to hold you. It was pretty good. It was actually pretty good. And realistically, fam, I need to probably tune in a little bit more. Because my point is this. I didn't even know who Geechi Gotti was, fam. I didn't. I never even heard of this nigga, if I'm being honest. I tuned into this and I like I definitely like what I heard, and it was a good battle. Was it great? It was great for the moment. I'll say for sure, definitely for the moment, it was great. I do feel like this is gonna come and go. I do feel like this was a battle that, like I said once again, man, the WWE, they did it. They played to the fans with this one. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what the WWE does. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the fans basically want, for the most part, is kind of what they're gonna sell. That's it becomes their product ultimately, right? So I feel like they kind of played to the blogs with this a lot. You know what I'm saying? Geechi Gotti. I do feel like he's a dope battle rapper though. Despite the fact that he kind of went with I feel like there was a moment there where I wasn't really sure if he was gonna be able to like. I wasn't sure. Like emotionally, it did seem like it was a point in the battle where things was taking a turn, and I feel like Easy the Block Captain. Realistically, I probably missed. I ain't see. I don't think I seen his first. I ain't see Easy the Block first. His first round because I caught it. I'm gonna have to rewatch it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I missed a round. I think I caught it round two. Realistically, I seen enough though, and I heard enough. Right, and let's get to the main story at the end of the day, because realistically, fam, the other thing that's kind of crazy about this is nobody's talking about any of the bars from this battle, fam. What is the number one thing that everybody's talking about? Well, I guess we just get to it then, huh? Remy Ma is conceited, and she got a goddamn reason, fam. Yeah, 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 yeah. Remy Ma is conceited for a reason. Remy Ma is now the owner of her own battle rap league, right? The name of the event was Chrome 23, if I'm not mistaken, right? I know it was Chrome, right? So we just call it Chrome. She definitely put on an amazing event. I mean, salute to Remy, absolutely, because at the end of the day, we seen kind of, basically her transition, I mean, since she came home from prison, right? Which a lot of people, including myself, if I'm just being all the way honest, I didn't really think, I wasn't really sure how she was going, kind of at that time when she came back. I just feel like the female rap game wasn't where it is now, right? So we kind of seen, it was like certain artists, more specifically Nicki Minaj, right, who kind of had that spot. And at that time, it didn't really seem like the industry was given more than two females, you know what I'm saying, that kind of look. My point is this, fam, whether they were talented or not, right? Wasn't really sure how Remy was going to transition, I mean, and obviously, fast forward, we see where she's at now. So we want to definitely salute Remy Ma, Papoose as well. Obviously, who, was 100% in her corner throughout that entire transition, right? And as well as prior, right? He kind of sat and did the bid with Remy, right? As far as we all know, right? Every story I've heard, or anytime we've seen Remy and Pat, you know what I'm saying, doing any interview, you know what I'm saying, I definitely pardon the bomb. I'm over here, my shit delayed and shit. I really dropped it like 10 minutes ago, fam. So I'm just checking to see. Hold on, let me make sure we good. I don't know what's going on with my shit. All right. Yeah, pardon self. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Pap has kind of been ride or die. Come on, man. We seen the black love. We seen how they kind of position themselves. You know what I'm saying? As like, you know what I'm saying? As the basically the poster childs, for black love, right? More specifically, black hood love, right? Let's just keep it all the way at that. Like, Michelle and Barack was really the poster child for that, right? But they kind of came in and figured out a way to kind of, you know what I'm saying, make it their own. They made it their own. They made it their own. They carved out a lane. They had a brand around it. They got a kid. Come on, man. Drop a bomb for the fact that they got a kid. Drop the goddamn bomb. How much times I gotta press it, bro? I know this shit is not. Listen, I'm working on my. Listen, the studio. Listen, we going. We. I promise you, fourth quarter. Hold on. Let me get a Gatorade in me. We still got a lot of time left in the game. Is what I'm saying, right? Game. Uh-oh. Is it transition time? Not yet. Not yet. We not off of Remy and Easy the Black Captain going to Red Lobster and getting caught. So this is the thing. This is the thing, right? So many questions, so much speculation. Rumor mill is, I mean, it's damn near about to break. They breaking the internet every day with Remy Ma. She's trending every goddamn day. Easy the Black Captain has never been this hot. I mean, I would assume, right? And I'm not mad at it because at the end of the day, fam, when you get your moment, fam, and you know what I'm saying, especially if you've been putting in the work, and I don't, Easy the Block Captain, I mean, from everything that I can tell and everything that I know and everything I've gathered about him, has been in the battle rap game in that scene for a very long time. And I mean, essentially, what I'm saying is the man paid his dues, and he's not an overnight captain, right? He didn't get this job yesterday. He's kind of been putting in the work. So I say all that to say this, fam. If a moment comes, if something like if a, you get something that you get a little hot off of, you know what I'm saying? It might be some scandalous. It might be something you don't really even want to talk about. Whatever the case may be, I'm not mad at somebody for basically taking advantage of an opportunity, right? Especially if you've been putting in the work, like I said. As far as the situation at hand, right? Because I'm kind of avoiding it. Uh, Apparently, Easy couldn't avoid Pap's hands though. So that's kind of where we at with it. Yeah. So Easy the Black Captain has been rumored. I'm not even sure. Is it even a rumor at this point? Like, can we just kind of like I feel like we've confirmed it now. Papoose allegedly Papoose Easy the Black Captain. Now, this the thing. This the thing. Remy Ma, who we've always known to be, Remy Ma, right? You can't play with Remy Ma. Ain't nobody usually, you don't really hear people even talk about her. This is like, it's actually uncomfortable to see Remy Ma going through this. Just for the simple fact that, like, this is the first time Remy Ma basically looks just like, I don't know, I almost want to say like a victim to a certain degree. But then it's like, all right, she can't be the victim if she cheated on Papoose. Papoose would be the victim here. But then it's like, all right, you can't really call Pap the victim if he punched this nigga's lights out and knocked him out cold. Then maybe he's the victim. There's all three of these people are victims here somehow, which makes this that much more entertaining, right? Papoose is the victim, Remy the victim, and Easy the Black Captain was definitely the victim, according to Geechi Gotti. Because he was on him in that third round, fam. Was it the third? I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was the third round. He saved it. Yeah. He saved the best for last. He was. Yeah. He was very, very detailed and very, very explicit. He didn't hold anything back, and I love that about that. If there's one thing I could say that I love about battle rap, it's the fact that you're gonna get basically just what I'm saying, the uncut raw truth and shit. Like I do like that element of what I'm saying, basically just the battle element, right? And I do feel like they're very, very, they're getting bigger. They're getting bigger. And situations like this definitely help, right? So then that's where the questions start to kind of come in. Right. So this is where we at. It's a rumor right now. And the only reason why it's still a rumor and it's still active is because Remy Ma has not said a goddamn word in regards to the situation, fam. We have not, outside of the clip of Remy Ma basically quivering on stage, fam. Her lips was quivering, fam. I've never thought I would ever see Remy Ma in a situation where her lips quivered. Like she was uncomfortable up there, fam. She couldn't even, like, she didn't even say nothing. Remy Ma, we didn't even get a "Are you dumb?" or nothing, fam. I don't like seeing Remy like that, fam. Right? So that's kind of like making me feel like, damn, maybe this is like a new Rem. She got a new look, like she just looked different. It's a new situation going on, right? I don't know. Maybe she wanted to spice things up, and you know what I'm saying? We don't know. We don't know. We don't know, and we still don't know because Remy Ma still didn't say anything. Easy, the block captain, has said a lot though, and Geechi Gotti said a lot as well. And he definitely, as far as the battle, I don't really feel like I have an opinion on like who won or lost. To be honest, I feel like Geechi won though. Yeah, he won. Geechi won. I gotta rewatch it, like I said, because I didn't see the first. I didn't see Easy first round. Kind of caught it in the because they actually replayed it on YouTube, right? I'm not. I don't pay it. I'm definitely not. And if I'm being all the way honest, probably pretty much the main reason why I don't tune in as much is because I don't feel like they put enough of the battles. Like they're not even accessible at this point. I don't know where to find these shits. I don't, bro. I just see a bunch of YouTube streams, people talking about reacting to, but I usually just don't really. There's always something else. This fight week. Once again, this fight week. It's fight week. Yeah, I can't really be focused on the battle when we got fights and different things. Like if I have to make the choice, 9 times out of ten, I'm paying for that UFC event, right? I don't want to see these battles that much. I'm not that invested to really like come out of pocket for this. I say all that to say this: they definitely replayed this shit for free, and I know why they did it. I was just scrolling. I see Battle Live. I said, "Whoa!" I'm gonna rewatch it though. I am. A lot of people said Geechi Gotti, 3-0. Some people say Easy the Black Cap. I don't. I listen. Once again, I feel like Easy has some clever. He was saying some stuff. I caught a few of those. You know what I mean? It was some clever stuff being said. It could have been a tie. Listen, I don't know, fam. I tell you who didn't win the fight though. Uh, Easy the Black Captain. Like you might have won the battle, but did you win the war? If you won the battle, because that's still in question, right? You didn't win the fight or the battle, according to a lot of people. So right now, it's kind of just like it's all kind of wins and losses. Pap has also been quiet throughout this. Yeah, I feel like he just got a promotion at TuneCore, which is amazing. Salute, you know what I mean, to TuneCore for being, culture forward and basically, um, giving Pap, that basically that role over there at, not exactly sure. I know he's the head of he's like the president or something, fam. He's over there basically making big plays, and that's great for independent artists, especially considering the fact that Papoose himself was an independent artist for many years, and he kind of we seen him kind of use that route to get to where he is now. So if anybody should have that hat, it's just dope to see that they made that choice and put him in that position. I say all that to say this though. I know that he's been working. So I would imagine maybe he's just kind of like, I don't know. He had time to talk to Easy. You know what I'm saying? He might not be saying that into the blogs, but he pulled up on Easy the Block Captain, allegedly, and put hands on him. So is this the whole thing? Is that hard to believe? Is that so far fetched? No. If you're from Brooklyn, if you know Pap, if you heard any stories, if you've read any Papoose, I mean, throughout his entire career has kind of been, known as, basically a hands-on individual, right? And a no-nonsense kind of guy. I mean, you would imagine that that's times three when we're dealing with, an individual and their, significant other, more specifically their wife, right? Who they have a child with, right? So I don't think it's far-fetched to believe that something might have got blown out of proportion and there was some type of dispute, altercation. I do know that when they was on stage, like I said, I read body language as well. Like I was listening to the bars, but I was reading body language as well. And Easy the Black Captain, he looked uncomfortable up there as well, man. Then afterwards, they talk, you know, uh, what is that platform? Is it 15 Minutes of Fame? They go and they interview, you know what I'm saying, with Son, and they basically kind of give their perspective on the battle. I don't know, man. I just feel like I don't know yet. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know. This is obviously, Is Remy just basically kind of letting this, kind of? I seen a debate that Murder Mook and Loda Lux was having. Basically, kind of this shit is like in the barbershops and shit. Like this is like number one trending on Twitter, number one trending in the lunchrooms. I'm sure they in the lunchrooms going crazy, talking about this shit, turning up, fighting, picking sides. Social media ain't making it any better because that's all this shit is about, right? Dividing and conquering and shit, watching people's downfall and having an opinion. That's they might as well just change the name of Instagram to that right there. Opinions and downfalls. It's crazy out here. But yeah, man, I'm not sure if Remy's kind of like. So it's kind of like, is she kind of just playing to the. And that even that makes me uncomfortable. The thought of that, fam. Since when Remy Ma, you know what I'm saying? We don't really know her to be this kind of individual, to kind of use her family to kind of, basically capitalize on some type of like Remy Ma, from what I understand, is pretty well off financially. I don't really feel like she's at a point in her career or her life where she would have to, basically compromise family values and integrity and basically just the image of the, you know what I'm saying, the brand that they work so hard to build at this point, to throw that away just to promote a battle rap event would just seem minuscule and minute in comparison, right? So the thought of that within itself is kind of like confirmation, like, damn. Either way, it's like, damn, like, then it doesn't help that the photo surfaced, right? So I ain't even really the photo, right? There was a whole photo that surfaced, and I don't even know. I didn't hear anybody deny this either, right? And the photo pretty clearly shows. I mean, you got a lot of AI stuff going on right now. It's a lot of AI technology, kind of, alien life is basically among us at this point. Quietly, they kind of like, they putting out reports every other week. I feel like we already kind of made contact at this point, and it's kind of like quiet. They trying to keep it, but realistically, fam, we don't know if this photo could be some type of Photoshop. Like I said, nobody's denying anything, which is going to make me just further believe that this is, what I'm saying? If nobody's coming out to deny anything in this day and age, that's usually, that usually just means that it's true for the most part, right? People have PR teams, you have social media people. These people work around the clock, and you know what I'm saying? You have handlers who basically can put out these statements, what I'm saying, within the click of a button on a phone, right? It ain't nothing to clear some shit up, is what I'm saying, fam. So the fact that nobody's clearing up anything, then you see a photo of Remy Ma with Remy Ma and not. I'm about to say Papoose, fam. It's so you. I'm so used to saying Remy Ma and Papoose. Like you don't even say one without saying the other. It's like peanut butter and jelly, fam. Literally, I damn near slipped up and said Papoose. It was supposed to be Papoose, but it was easy to block Captain, who was booed up, Red Lobster for lunch. You and your Papoose. Didn't Papoose have a whole song? Like, isn't this? Am I the only one that caught this? I'm pretty sure Papoose has a song called "Booed Up" where he's basically literally at Red Lobster. So maybe this is like some type of payback or something, fam. Because Rem wasn't in that video. Rem was still. I feel like Rem was still up top when he did that. So he shot that video with some video vixen or something. We maybe this is some type of listen. We don't know how deep the rabbit hole goes. Pause, pause. What I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this. He was booed up with Remy. It wasn't Pap though. It was easy. Easy to block Captain. They said, I mean, listen, man, that photo certainly doesn't. You asking me my opinion? That photo confirms it. I mean, at this point, along with the silence, along with Pap not being at the last event, along with Geechi Gotti completely ethering easy to block Captain in that third round, he called Remy a. He, listen, man. Listen. It got a little spicy up there. Not even gonna hold you. Like I cringed personally when he called Rem a, a bitch. I can't even say it. You know what I'm saying? That personally, I had to like kind of turn my head. You see, she turned her head when he said it. Like she wasn't really feeling that. she was uncomfortable once again. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really sure how this is gonna play out, man. I'm not really sure, are we gonna get Pap versus Easy the Block Captain, huh? At Smack, come on. Let's set it up. Let's set it up, man. Papoose can rap. We already know this, right? Can he battle rap? That's yet to be seen, right? I'm sure he battled a few niggas in Canarsie somewhere. You know what I mean? Flatbush, all over Brooklyn. He probably was battling on every, but that's kind of different than these events and you know what I'm saying, the bright lights. I don't know. Maybe this is what we're setting this thing up to be. Maybe Rem is just probably maybe we need to fall back is what I'm saying. Let Rem and Pat, maybe they kind of quietly cooking up a big event or something, man. Maybe Papoose might come out of battle rap retirement, fam. Yeah, facts. He might end up battling Easy the Black Captain. I'm not really sure if that's what they're doing. Like I said, I do feel like battle rap is kind of borderline wrestling, WWE. And that is kind of what they do, right? They kind of pump fake you. You know what I mean? They fake you out over here. They make you look over there. Then you turn around and now it's over there, right? They kind of like set it up like that. So maybe this is a setup, right? For a bigger situation here. So maybe we all need to fall back with our opinions. People really mad and stuff. Like I just went through all that right there. At no point during this rant was I actually mad or upset. Like at the end of the day, fam, none of this shit in the grand scheme of my bottom line means anything. Literally, like it means nothing, fam. Why are people really mad about this? People on the internet really adding each other, long paragraphs of emojis, and like what is going on, fam? Y'all not smoking the right strains. That's really what it is. Y'all heard how I intro this shit, right? I'm starting to get in my hold on, let me microphone. Yeah, 57 minutes in. Yeah, that's just kind of where we at with that, right? Geechi Gotti, Easy the Block Captain. Remy Ma conceded, got a reason. It's crazy. There was a clip too on Instagram. Yeah, the internet is so like the internet undefeated, man. Where they basically had they had Remy thoughts. Like she was kind of as Geechi was up there saying what he was saying, and they had like Remy's thoughts about it, but it was clearly edited. But it was hilarious, bro. The internet is undefeated, fam. Yeah. All right, we gonna definitely move off of that. I'm not sure how this is gonna play out. I'm definitely gonna have to be paying attention a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? To the battle rap scene. Yeah, yeah. Salute to Remy though, and Pap, and Geechi, and Easy, right? Hopefully they leverage all of this press into greener pastures. I guess it's finally official. I guess it's finally official. I guess it's finally official. Usher is set to perform at the 2024 Super Bowl halftime show. And it's going to be taking place in Las Vegas, which is his hometown. I mean, listen, man. Listen. There's really not much to be said about this other than the fact that this is long overdue, right? I mean, yeah, absolutely. Drop a bomb for the Earth one time. Usher has absolutely been, I mean, we've never seen a bad Usher performance, right? Understand that this man has literally been performing since he was 10 or something crazy, right? And realistically, fam, I mean, yeah, as far as artists aging gracefully, I don't really think that. I think we put Usher at the top of that list at this point. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we had Pharrell there for a minute where it was kind of like, damn, this guy just doesn't age. They would have the side by sides of Pharrell 30 years ago and shit, and then like him yesterday, and it would be the same guy and shit. I feel like Usher kind of took that crown at this point. Pharrell kind of, you know what I mean? He on some like, he doing fashion now. We kind of see where he's going. Like we see the old man Pharrell a little bit now. We see what's about to. Usher is still like really performing in top shape at his best. He could still stage dive. He could still do the moves. He still know the words to every song. I feel like Jay-Z, we gotta salute Jay as well. You know what I'm saying? Let's drop a bomb for Jay. Book a hove. I was literally just there today. Facts. I might have been there like 40 times at this point. No cap. Changed the whole entire library, bro. And they actually just added the off-white Lex. You know what I'm saying? Off-white Lexus, the off-white Lexus that he referenced in like every album. Yeah, yeah. They put that there, which is, I mean, I'm not even sure where they got that from, bro. Like this is like iconic shit going on over there, bro. They got Jay-Z's off-white Lexus literally in the grass in front of the book of like this is monumental to say the least, right? I feel like this is monumental as well though. And we gotta salute Jay for, basically, you know, he got that role over there in the NFL. I feel like we was kind of like we wasn't really sure in the beginning, right? Let me speak for myself. I wasn't sure. When I seen him sitting with Roger Goodell, realistically, fam, it's Jay-Z though, right? And like you can't really question anything he does realistically, as far as especially when it comes to business, right? You had to just know that he had there was a grand scheme in the end, right? And I just don't feel like he's been doing any. I mean, listen, man. It's so interesting that I referenced that meeting that Jay Z. Obviously I was talking about when he sat down with the NFL owner at the Roger Goodell. Is he still the owner? Is Roger Goodell? I feel like he got hit with a scandal or something. Or am I mixing up old white people? Am I getting my old white men mixed up again? One of these dudes, they just got one of them out of here. I know they got Russell Brand out of here. Some crazy sex allegations with a minor. Yeah, another one of those. Yeah, good riddance to that. Realistically, I don't know any of the ins and outs. I just kind of heard about it, you know. But I say all that to say this, man. We talking about Usher's Super Bowl, halftime 2024, monumental epic. I fully expect for Usher to come out there and I mean put on a, you know, epic performance, right? I still remember his the BT performance, man, when he came down the wall and shit, like the Matrix, to this day on beat. Like if he did a moonwalk or something, like he's literally walking, what I'm saying, perpendicular on the wall. He wasn't like he was floating on it, kind of like it was crazy. You give him a Super Bowl halftime set, I'm pretty sure that's gonna look, you know what I mean? It's pretty much gonna be the same situation there. They gonna think he might throw the football, catch it, do a backflip. It might be one of those like where I feel like he gonna really like perform, right? This is the biggest stage, and I'm just saying he's one of our biggest performers. Is basically what I'm saying, right? I definitely didn't write this down on my docket, and I'm glad I caught it. I'm super glad I caught this. Um, because Colin Kaepernick, as we're speaking about football, definitely, it's so crazy, man. It's so crazy. I promise you, literally maybe like 2 days ago or three, or maybe it was last week, right? My point is this. I just literally asked, it's every now and then you think you have a thought to yourself, like, damn, what happened to such and such a I literally said to myself, what is going on with Colin Kaepernick right now? Because realistically, fam, it has been super quiet as far as media coverage, right? I mean, obviously, when we look at that whole situation and basically the amount of media coverage he was getting throughout that, right? Obviously, at this point, it's kind of like it's almost like it was an afterthought now, right? We don't see any coverage. We don't see anything about charities. And I'm having this thought to myself. Then I also had another thought right after that where I said to myself, you know what, man? I really truly do hope that he's at peace with the decision that he made. And I wonder if he's still kind of basically sitting around somewhere, like basically regretting the fact that he's not playing the game of football, right? Because ultimately, obviously, listen, you could be the most charitable guy in the world, right? You could be the most philanthropist, the most, you know what I'm saying, care for the community. You want to give back, you want to be an activist, all that's great. But realistically, fam, do you want to make that your career? Is that something that you want to get up and do every single day? Or is that something that you want to just do because you're passionate about doing it so that when you have your free time, you might want to go do it? I know for a fact that there's a void there, and the fact that he kind of just cold turkey had to stop playing football, I'm sure he sat with that. And I say all that to say this: I had this thought, and then a couple days later, I'm scrolling and I see J. Cole post on his Instagram, right? Obviously, J. Cole, one of the greatest hip hop artists of all time. Super, super tight, super, super close with Colin Kaepernick. They've developed a kinship over the years. I feel like there's, they've been very, very kind. That's been a known thing. I would assume people kind of knew this at this point, right? I did. I was aware of it, right? J. Cole and Colin Kaepernick are close friends, right? So J. Cole, he takes it upon himself. Well, I mean, he said it in the post that he spoke with Cap, right? Because that's the homie. He probably hit him the night before, like, yo, bro, come on, bro. I got reach, bro. And if I post this shit, they gonna pick this up, bro. Let me post it. Chill. I got it. I know you wanna play, bro. I see it. You crying to me, we smoking, we ciphering, you crying about he might be crying and we don't know what he's going through, bro. He probably cries every night, bro. He wants to play football. And we knew this the whole time. They knew this the whole time. You ain't think he wanted to play football, fam? They sent every camera to a football field in somewhere discreet. Like it was a whole thing, fam. Like he was like El Chapo or something, bro. They snuck the cameras on the field, fam, to watch this man practice and throw a football across the field. It wasn't even a game, bro. He wants to play the game. So I say all that to say this. J. Cole posted the letter that Colin Kaepernick wrote to the New York Jets organization, right? Now, bear with me. I have no names. I have nothing in front of me, right? I just remembered this as I was referencing, the Super Bowl halftime show and Jay-Z, having that conversation with Roger Goodell. A lot of people gave Jay-Z flack for going and sitting down with Roger Goodell and having that conversation, considering the fact that that was during the time where Colin Kaepernick was actively trying to get a job, right, in the NFL. So a lot of people kind of was putting the onus on Jay-Z to kind of be the guy to facilitate and bridge that gap between Colin Kaepernick and the NFL, right, to get him back in the NFL. A lot of people thought that, all right, we know for a fact he about to come back now. And when that didn't happen, a lot of people kind of was turned off by the situation, right? Myself included. But realistically, fam, we don't really know what the ins and outs of this thing is. And my whole thing is this: me being a novice when it comes to the sport of football, I really don't listen, man. If I have the option between going to a football game live, free tickets, fam, I'd rather go sit on a merry-go-round or something, bro, and just like listen to some music. I'll listen to some music all day or something. I'll do anything else. I'm just not interested in the game. Now, if you tell me it's gonna be some, you know what I mean? If it's gonna be an event, I'll go for the event. But my back will be to the game the whole time, right? My back is to the field. Like I'm looking in the crowd, I'm looking for other things, right? I'm not worried about the game at all. Not interested. I'm just not there. Um, so my point is this: I don't really even know basically like the equivalent to like I understand basketball a little bit, right? Sometimes I don't even know what's going on there. But what I'm saying is this: I don't know what player he would be in the NBA right now. Like, what is he like? What are we looking at right now as far as his skill set and his skill level in the NFL present day? Now, real fans of the NFL would be able to answer that question because they know the game, they know the ins and outs. What are we looking at though? Is he like? Are we looking at a Giannis? Huh? Probably not. Right? I'm pretty sure he's up there in age. Right? Is he like a? Is he like a? I don't know. What's the? What was some name on the Heat? Well, I can't remember. I never can remember a name when I'm doing my podcast, bro. Udonis Haslam. Are we looking at like a? And realistically, fam, according to the letter, let's get back to the letter, right? Because I'm going off the hinges. Thirsty. My mouth is dry. I'm not gonna pause this thing. So look, I feel like he's trying to be the Udonis Haslam of the Jets. Because in the letter, he's basically saying, like, listen, man, he damn near it doesn't even really read that good to me. If I'm just being, that's just me with from my perspective, not even really knowing anything about the NFL for real, other than the fact that you can die now. You can die, right? It doesn't. The letter just seems like we don't really see players. I've never seen this before. Like I've never seen a player write a letter to a team that basically states that, listen, hey, best case scenario, worst case scenario, if you like what you see, you take me. But if you don't, then you don't take me. Like he basically essentially begged. He begged. We gotta just call it how we see it. From what I've seen, he begged the Jets. He begged them for a job. Let's just keep it all the way 100. And it's not even like I'm trying to say. I feel like he should be able to get some type of. I mean, how much attention did this guy bring to the NFL? I mean, I'm pretty sure he helped you guys in some ways. He helped them in some ways. He helped them in a lot of ways. Let's be clear. The viewership probably was up a little bit more. Come on. Newspapers was going crazy. They was printing every goddamn day. It was a news story. You guys had to have made some type of like, I just feel like, but then at the same time, I just feel like, I don't know, man. The whole national anthem thing, knowing how, basically patriotism and just knowing how deep that can get for some people and you know what I'm saying, knowing what the NFL's demographics are and knowing what their demo is and just knowing what it's kind of hard to even really I just don't see a scenario where they would even want to kind of come to a table with somebody who essentially said the values here are not I don't accept them. You know what I'm saying? I don't accept these values. I don't accept these principles. I don't accept these moral. I want to set a precedent for a new kind of values for the NFL players coming into the league. They hate him. They hate him, is what I'm basically trying to say. The last thing they're trying to do, right, is go away from tradition. NFL is very, very, they're old, right? It's old. It's antiquated. They've been around the longest. We get it. We get it, man. We also know that, at the time when the NFL was created, black people were being lynched and killed on the street. You understand what I'm saying? So it's kind of like it's hard to really even have it's impossible for me to not side with Colin Kaepernick, right? Just knowing what the history of things is. I say all that to say this, man. I don't really think it's time for a history lesson though, and I think Colin Kaepernick, I think he's done. I think he's done with the history lessons right now, fam. I think he gave his last history lesson. I think he just want to play football right now. And that letter, is there. I definitely didn't get a chance to see the reactions to it. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I kind of I seen a clip where Stephen A basically looks like he's getting ready. I definitely want to hear what everybody else has to say about this. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah. So that's we'll see how, that plays out. Obviously, the man wants to still play football. Will he get back in the league? At this point, is it too late? We don't know. We don't know. I think he also said something along the lines like he'll even accept a role as just a practice squad QB. He just want to get back on the field. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, listen, man. You know, wish that brother the best, man. We wish him the best. I'm not even sure what's going on with wifey. We ain't even really been seeing her active like that. I don't even think she's doing radio no more. What is going on with Damn, I forgot her name. That's how long I ain't seen her on the algorithm. It'll come to me. And she was dope too. But shout out to them. Shout out to them. Usher Super Bowl. Yeah, so that's set in stone. We'll be looking forward to that. Should be an epic performance. As far as we don't obviously the teams haven't been decided yet, right? I'm not that much of a novice and shit. I know that they still gotta like decide who's gonna get there. I know for a fact it's not gonna be the Jets. I know that much. Aaron Rodgers hurt. Come on. Colin Kaepernick hurt. They both. The Colin Kaepernick, is he emotionally even gonna be able to play? Like I don't even know. Like it just I don't know, man. It's just so many unanswered questions. I will say this. he did also mention the fact that he has been keeping the same regimen and the same workout routine throughout this entire process, right? So for the 6 years that he's been out of the NFL, according to him, he's been in the gym. He been in the gym. He been waiting for this moment. He been active. He been ready, and he's still that motherfucking guy, according to him. We still have to see what the Jets decide to do. I personally feel like, as far as, I mean, unless you're telling me that there's some type of like, you know, permanent ban on Colin Kaepernick, right? For life? Like, is he banned for life? Right? You know what I'm saying? You know how some people get banned from TikTok for life, or banned from Twitch? Is he banned for life from the NFL? Unless that's what the teams are being told. Like, if the teams are not being instructed to make sure that this man is not on their you know what I'm saying? Basically, if they're not instructed to keep him out of the league, and it's like up to them, if they can actually make the choice, which more than likely they can't, and that's the reason why I'm basically even hinting at that. It's because I don't really feel like him writing a letter. He might need to write a letter to Roger Goodell, if anything, type shit. You go straight to the you think you about to, after this whole process, bruh. This whole time, if it was that easy, fam, they seen you at the practice facility practicing and nobody picked you up, bro. You think a letter about to get it done now? I guess he felt like, all right, they lost their QB. Niggas is fucked up. Shit. Y'all kind of desperate now. Let me see what's good. It's probably just like a let me see what's good. I don't really feel like he even feel like this going. I don't think this gonna get it done. I don't know, man. I don't know. Even I would have like walked into the facility personally. At least you might need to go have a sit down meeting. Fuck a letter, my nigga. Do people even like, where do you even accept a letter from now? The mailbox? You think the Jets is checking the mailbox right now? They just lost their damn starting QB. Them niggas is all over the place. Yeah, so that's kind of how that cookie crumbles right there. But I do hope he gets on the team though. I will say that, because it's just like, bro, let the man play, bro. If you really want to have a conversation, but like, yeah, it's a way you could go about it. Whatever the case may be, cool, cool. He took the knee. He actually was told by military people who served that that was the way to do it. So I mean, realistically, fam, listen, I'm not really sure, man. I feel like they're gonna pick and choose. They're gonna pick and choose. Um, and I'm definitely gonna pick and choose. You know what I'm saying? Because it is definitely fight week, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fight week is upon us once again. You know, we definitely have you know an interesting situation here with this upcoming fight. Um, got Jermell Charlo set to face off against Canelo Alvarez this Saturday. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is Jermell Charlo's coming off of a 5-win streak, right? So he's been on fire, right? And obviously, he unified the belts in his weight class. I believe he was at 154, which is where he was, dominant, you know. So the situation that's kind of at play here is now Canelo Alvarez is fighting at 160 and up, which means that Jermell Charlo had to come up 2 whole weight classes to even get this fight done, right? And obviously, you know, in the sport of boxing, in the fight game, in combat sports, fighters' weight is basically, the most important, determining factor. Like, I mean, that's everything. It's everything. It determines how you're gonna move. It determines how you're gonna be able to react. It determines everything, about your physical, you know. So 2 whole weight classes. I mean, listen, this is the thing, man. I don't really know. Obviously, yeah, yeah. I'm not really sure. That's a tough task. It's a tough task. 2 weight classes. I don't think we've ever seen a fighter do that. come up 2 weight classes and then fight the top guy in the weight class. It's kind of like, all right, Jermell Charlo is a dope fighter, but it's kind of like, fam, we don't really know. We never seen you get hit by Canelo, basically. You know what I'm saying? We've seen you do a lot of amazing things. We've seen you in amazing fights, amazing bouts, amazing wins. You know, he avenged his only loss that he suffered in his career, which was to Tony Harris, right? Which a lot of people felt like he won that fight, actually, right? A lot of people feel like Tony Harris, kind of got away with, a robbery there. But he definitely avenged that loss. He came back, they fought again, and he beat Tony Harris. He damn near knocked him out of the ring, fam. He did. I watched it, and it was a good fight. Tony Harris was, he was a formidable opponent. It just was, I don't know, he just wasn't on his A game that day. I don't know. His legs wasn't there. He was getting knocked around, but yeah. So Canelo, this is the thing. Me personally, I'm gonna put my money on Charlo for one reason and one reason only. And if I'm just keeping it all the way 1,000, it's because he's gonna be the outstanding underdog in the fight, fam. And we already know that them odds are always in favor of. We want to go with the underdog here. And not only just that, I do feel like he is like I said once again, he is a skilled fighter and he's an elite athlete. So you always want to feel like you always want to believe that a fighter that is that skilled is always going to have a puncher's chance, right? He has enough experience in the ring to I feel like kind of go in there and figure things out. As far as once again the weight class or the weight of the fighters, that's yet to be seen. We don't know how he's going to look in there at 160. We've never seen it. We've seen Canelo at 160, and he's been dominant. But then it's also important to note that Canelo kind of ain't really been looking like Canelo in his last couple of fights, right? Which is another reason why I'm going to favor Charlo here because Canelo is actually coming in this off of a slump. He's coming in this off of like he's barely getting by his last few opponents type shit. Like whereas with Charlo, he's coming in off of a dominant performance, right? Dominant win after win after win. So he's kind of on a streak, is what I'm saying, right? And I just feel like, that can translate in a fight as well. He better avoid that uppercut and all that body shit. Like, yeah. Get out of the pocket, bro. Don't let him get you in the body. I feel like it's going. I personally feel like Canelo is going to go to the body a lot in this fight. Obviously, like I said, once again, when a fighter has to move up in weight, that's usually that's usually a target. That's usually a target in the ring when another fighter is aware of that. So I expect for him to be going to the body a lot, trying to get the wind out of him early. It's gonna be one of those kind of fights. So I say all that to say this. I hope Jermell Charlo really sat down and calmed his ass down. He does seem to be a lot more, calmed down. I will say that though. I feel like the roles have kind of reversed now, which is kind of interesting as far as the Charlo twins. I feel like the older brother, who was usually, he used to be kind of the calm and more laid back one, and Jermell was the one that was kind of. Now I feel like it's literally completely the opposite because realistically, fam, Jermall Charlo, which is the older twin brother of Jermell Charlo, he was supposed to be the one in this fight. But the only reason why he couldn't fight is because he got a whole nother situation. He got mental shit going on. He basically had to take a step back from the sport because he got a lot of things going on. Legal situations, I completely understand that. A legal situation will sidetrack any and everything, right? Including boxing. Sometimes, yeah, even as a boxer, a fighter, you gotta chill out sometimes, bro. When you dealing with legalities and shit, bro. I'm telling you, it just sidetracks you. Complete sidetrack. You gotta kind of, remodel things a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And kind of replan and reprepare, you know. So I say a lot to say this, man. I'm looking forward to seeing this. I do feel like Jermell Charlo has a good chance to win this fight. I just don't know how. You know what I'm saying? I know he got a chance though. I don't know what it's gonna be. I know he got a chance though. I know he got a chance, and I know I got a couple of dollars, and I'm definitely putting it on Jermell Charlo, who will be the underdog, fam. I will keep you posted on that. and the results of that right there. So yeah, that's definitely this Saturday. Um, as far as fight, I think that I do see that Francis Ngannou has been very, very seriously training for his upcoming bout with Tyson Fury, which is yeah, actually a real thing that's getting ready to happen. You know, this is a hybrid event that will feature, a fighter who basically was a UFC fighter, right? And Tyson Fury, obviously, we already know is the heavyweight boxing champion of the world. I'm not really sure as far as my level of excitement, I'm more excited to see Ryan Garcia come back than that right there. If I'm just being like, I don't really Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou. Now, if they was fighting MMA, I'd be a little bit more excited. I just don't feel like there's even going to be a fight here, bro. Like, what are we talking about? Francis Ngannou is not going to be able. But then, you know what? Let me not do that though, because he boxed before. He did some boxing, pro boxing before he was an MMA guy, and obviously, listen, we know that he's known for his devastating knockout punch in the UFC. But my whole thing is this, fam: the UFC is not boxing, bro. How many times do we have to like? Any MMA guy that steps into a boxing ring is going to lose, and any boxer that steps into an MMA cage is going to lose. That is just the bottom line. It is two different dynamics, different sets of mechanics have to be used. It's not the same skill set, fam. UFC fighters have 3 ounce, 4 ounce gloves. You know what I'm saying? In boxing, they wearing 10 ounce, 12 ounce gloves. So that alone right there changes everything because you were knocking guys out with smaller gloves on, bro. We don't know what your punching power look like with these gloves on. Tyson Fury, on the other hand, who is crafty. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I guess we'll just have to see how that plays out. I'm not even really sure when that fight is. I know that this is September 27th. We are in the fall season. This is the fourth quarter. So, obviously the fourth quarter, we only have a few months left. So, I mean, I would assume, we also got Stipe and John Jones. I know for a fact that that's 11/11, right? November 11th in the Madison Square Garden. I definitely was looking at ticket prices. And there's a good chance I will be watching this live via stream. Because them shits is starting at like a band. Facts. Not even the good seats is what I'm saying, right? So yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll be keeping you posted on that. I do want to be in the building for that though, if I'm being honest. I might end up just we'll see. We'll see. I got some work to do though, but we'll see. We will see. The MSG. Come on. I might have to anyway. I'm gonna see that fight though. MSG, John Jones versus Stipe. I know we have Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev loading for Abu Dhabi. I know that's coming up any I believe in October. Yeah, end of October, something along like yeah, around there. So it's a few fights looking forward to. We got a lot coming up as far as combat sports. This weekend though, Jermell Charlo definitely will be fighting Canelo Alvarez. Yeah, so we gonna be I'll be back with the results of that. You know what I'm saying? Episode 43 and all that. You already know I'm gonna come back with my review of the situation. See how that play out. Hopefully, hopefully we get a nice clean fight. Yeah, we'll see. I feel like I feel like I'm an hour and 29 minutes in. You know, getting ready to close this thing out. It's been an interesting, just an interesting time. I'm at a point now where I just feel like, man, it's just so clear to me what I want to do with the rest of my life, and it's just a matter of time before I actually get, you know, just basically where I'm trying to go, fam. I just feel like there's a wall in front of me right now, and I'm basically trying to make the decision on whether I need to scale it or knock it over and run through it. You know what I'm saying? It's two different ways to get around a wall and all that. You know what I'm saying? Am I gonna scale this wall or am I gonna just demo this shit and blow this shit up out of my way, fam? That's kind of just where I'm at with it right now. Um, yeah, everybody can't go. Before I close this thing out with my last topic, is there any new music I want to get to? New music? I feel like, it's been quiet. Drake still ain't dropped nothing. It's still been quiet over there. He over there talking about, he tweeting Sexy Red, talking about I love you, and he's still running around being goofy. He posted some clip. Literally, he's sitting there. He got different hairstyles. Now, listen, fam, it's quiet for the music side of things. Obviously. Well, actually, no. It really hasn't though. It really hasn't though. I did see Nas drop a music video for the track, the opening track on Magic 3, which is titled Fever, and that shit is hard. I'm not gonna hold you. He definitely shot that thing on his 50th birthday, which I do feel like was genius because it really does capture basically like it just like it's an amazing video. I feel like he beat like you remember how Jay did Rock Boys in the Building tonight? I feel like Nas was in that shit too, which is crazy. It was basically like that times three. Like he kind of took it to another level. Like it's literally at his birthday party. Everybody in the video cheers. They got the high definition cameras, 4K. It just looked like a real movie, like a black Scarface and shit, man. His 50th B-Day, I think they did an amazing job with the video. That's about it for new music though, as far as me. Everything else was like a blur. It went in one ear and came out the other. Yeah, I'm still digging in the crates. I'm still in my boom bap bag. We still celebrating 50 years of hip hop. Yeah, I know I'm gonna be celebrating that till December 31st. Realistically, fam, I'm celebrating that anyway. But what I'm saying is this: that's not over. That's not over. So I'm kind of still in that. You know what I mean? I'm in and out the EDM lanes. You know what I'm saying? I kind of got my go tos at this point. I ain't really been hearing no new EDM, right? You know what I'm saying? They got. Anyway, it's been quiet for music though. It has. Um, I know Meg The Stallion and Drake has some, back and forth. Like this is what I'm saying. Like you supposed to be dropping an album right now. How do you have time to go back and forth with Meg The Stallion, fam? Like this is just like, do you understand what I'm saying when I say like how I expect my goats to move in hip hop, fam? That's not my goat. I don't acknowledge that as my goat. That's your goat, fam. The fuck? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this right here because we getting ready to, end this shit. Episode 42. It's been real. You know what I'm saying? Hit y'all with a couple. You know what I'm saying? Real quick. Something real. I had to come hit y'all with a. But you know what? You know what? It's about Dame Tom, fam. Yeah. Yeah. It's about Dame Tom. It's about Dame Tom. It's about Dame Tom. Damian Lillard traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. I mean, yeah, this is hot off the presses right here, y'all. The docket is on fire. I might need to put this bitch down, fam. Let me drop a bomb one more time. And I'm gonna say it again. It's about Dame Tom because Damian Lillard has officially been traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. Uh, three-team trade. All of the information I have here, I know that they got Dame in Milwaukee to team up with Giannis, right? So now it's Dame and Giannis in Milwaukee. Okay, Drew Holiday mad as hell. Yeah. So what we got here? Yusuf Nurkic. Listen, fam. Yusuf Nurkic, fam, to Phoenix. Deandre Ayton to Portland. They finally got Ayton out of Phoenix, which is crazy. They finally figured out a way to kind of get him out of there. Like, yeah, we're gonna send him. So DeAndre Ayton in Phoenix, or rather, Portland, Oregon. Nurkic in Phoenix. This is the thing. This is the thing. Is this a good fit? Yes. Yes. Absolutely. And I mean, I think I closed my docket at this point. Yeah. So Damian Lillard, this has been a ongoing, you know, I mean, man, they did say that it was going to take some time, though, you know, to get this kind of facilitated. Obviously, Portland wasn't willing to accept anything back, you know what I'm saying, for a player of, Damian Lillard's caliber. So they kind of had to, really make some calls and try to make, you know what I'm saying, ends meet here. They ended up landing on a 3-team trade. Um, I'm pretty sure Giannis is ecstatic now. So now this kind of, the Milwaukee fans, I'm pretty sure they are going crazy in Milwaukee because they already got a ring. Giannis already understand that Giannis already got them a ring without Dame. I just don't see how they're not gonna get another one. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. I don't see how they not gonna get another ring, man. Milwaukee might be this might be the biggest trade ever, bro. Low key. Like it might quietly become that, is what I'm saying. We see what Damian Lillard is capable of doing. And we know what Giannis is capable of doing. You put that two, that combination together. I'm just saying, man, you get some complementary pieces and put that around them, you got a whole different situation over there in Milwaukee now. So salute to Milwaukee. At the end of the day, the NBA season, I'm a little bit all right. So look, I was saying before I wasn't so excited about this upcoming season, and a large part of that, if I'm just being honest with you, was this Damian Lillard situation, bro. I just didn't understand why. Like, what are y'all doing, holding players hostage, bro? If a player says he wants to be traded, I just feel like personally, fam, like trade that player, bro. It just didn't feel like I didn't feel like they was gonna be able to. I didn't want to see another NBA season start with Damian Lillard wearing a Portland, Oregon Trailblazers jersey, fam. If I'm just keeping all the way 1,000 with you, I said to myself, fam, there is no way you cannot hold him hostage, bro, and waste all of that talent, bro. So I'm just happy to see that Dame has finally found a new. We're gonna see him in a different jersey, fam. Finally, bro. Take that bum ass red and black stripe off, fam. Respectfully. To Scottie Pippen, Grant, who else was over there? Cliff, something. My point is this, fam. Dame is in Portland now, or excuse me, in Milwaukee now. Ayton is in Portland now. I'm not sure how he feel about that situation, but fam, it's kind of like you wasn't what you was ready to, you was motivated to come back. Like I bet you he gonna say that too. Like I was looking forward to playing this season alongside KD. No, you wasn't. No, you wasn't, fam. It was gonna be the same old, fam. You dunking, you posting, you doing all this shit in the regular season, and as soon as we get to the playoffs, bro, as soon as it's time we need a bucket from you, you disappear the most, bro. It's kind of like, fam, we gave you enough chances, bro. We need a center. We need a center. Is Nurkic or Nurkic going to be that center for Phoenix? Probably not. So clearly, they're probably going to be shopping for a center. Uh, if they were smart, they would be. You gonna put KD at the 5? I mean, he broke his ankle on the layup line, fam. You probably want to get somebody a little bit more fit out for that role. But yeah, man, yeah, that's kind of what it is right there. As far as is James Harden still a Philadelphia 76er right now? I'm pretty sure he is. So we kind of waiting to see how that's going to play out, amongst other things. First Take is definitely still the first option as far as sports talk shows. Undisputed, they trying to figure it out still. It's cool. It's cool. I don't even think I seen a clip of them even talking about the Dame shit. Well, that kind of just happened not too long ago. So yeah, check this out, man. I think that's a wrap. I'm pretty sure that's a wrap. As a matter of fact, I know for a fact that's a wrap. Episode 42, it came and it went. I came, I saw, I conquered. I still ain't sponsored. Look, but that don't discourage me. Because realistically, it really encouraged me if I'm being honest. And I'll make my promise. I never turn my back on y'all again. I'm going to keep on growing. The podcast, the brand, fourth quarter. I got a plan. Listen, you already know what I do. Mama Mentality Mondays. And I do that for you, the people. 2024 is definitely among us. 2024 is definitely Mamba year. And I can't say enough about just basically, my approach and my mindset going into 2024. I feel like it's just time to make history, man. I know it is. I know it is. And I just feel like, you know, everything that I do going forward from this day going forward, is gonna be for the betterment of not only just my brand and, my podcast, but for the next generation after me. I want to make sure that I'm creating something that I can leave behind, that can harvest and shelter an entire generation. I don't want the next generation coming after me. I don't want my seed, I don't want my children to be filling out job applications, trying to figure out what company wants to use them and basically use them up for the, you know what I'm saying? You putting us through the grind, y'all sitting y'all on vacation. Nah, fam, nah. I gotta build this shit up and I gotta start and I'm gonna come out swinging 2024, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 42, 42 backwards is 24. Need I say more? Make sure I give y'all the right episode this time because I definitely hit y'all with the unedited episode last week. I do want to apologize to the viewers that was confused. I'm pretty sure there was a lot, and realistically, I didn't even listen to my full episode in its entirety yet. I attempted to do so as I was, basically falling asleep, and I fell asleep. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of didn't hear the whole thing. But what I'm saying is there was definitely parts and moments and it was cringy as fuck, fam. I'm sorry. It won't happen again. Like I said, I just got my shit back. You know what I'm saying? I had to kind of like I was a little rusty, fam. Let me shake the rust off. Chill. Chill. Yeah, I got an unedited full version of a Will-Matic TV episode. Y'all better hold on to that and cherish it. Cause there's gonna be a point in time when my shit is behind a paywall. Facts. And y'all gonna be begging for this content. Remember I said that. It's episode 42. It's EBCG podcast. I have been your host, Will-Matic TV. You already know what it is. Until the next time, peace, love, and prosperity. One.